What's up guys, welcome back to Aquatic Elements. Today once again we are back at Neil Hardy Aquatica, and in today's video we are going to be looking at their range of fighter fish which will be stocked in your local fish stores, and we're going to be doing a sort of buyer's guide on what to select for and the different varieties they have. Now make sure to watch to the end of the video because we are going to be doing a giveaway with their new Life Spectrum food. So there is going to be a giveaway that they are going to be doing, and we're going to speak about it more in the next episode here at Neil Hardy, but I'll speak about it a bit at the end of the video as well, so make sure to stick around for that. So I'm joined by Ben here at Neil Hardy Aquatica. Could you maybe talk to us about your position here at Neil Hardy and what you do?
Yeah, cheers Chris, thank you for coming. So I'm the commercial manager here at Neil Hardy Aquatica, and I'm going to work down in the fish house and up in the office with liaising with customers. And I'm just here today to talk about our premium betters that we have available here at Neil Hardy Aquatica. I'm going to talk a bit about the different colours, the different variants, the different tail types that you will find anywhere in the shops and which you could go and buy yourselves. Cool fact about male betters is these are actually better spendants. They once started as one original variant, and then what has happened over time, they have been bred to have all these different colour variations that you can see and buy today. Another cool fact about betters is that they have this little organ in them called the labyrinth organ. This helps them breathe oxygen from taking it from the air from the surface, because their gills can't take enough oxygen out of the water column to be able to sustain them. This is why in the wild you would find betters in small areas of water, hence why we've got them here in little dishes.
So these are not where the betters are kept normally, are they? This is just a display
So this is our display rank of our premium betters, so when people come in they can see which ones we offer. And what I'll do is I'll talk about the different tail types, the different colours and the different variations in patterns, and that's how you can kind of see generally which ones are which. They're all the same species, and yeah, should we get into it?
Yeah, perfect. Let's check out some of the varieties you've got.
So if we start here, Chris, these are one of our most popular varieties of betters. So these here are called candy koi betters, or some people call them candy nemos or candy galaxies. What differentiates a candy from just a normal koi is a candy actually has an orange base on the better, whereas if you come over to here, these betters here have a white base. So when you're buying, you would have a white base is a koi and a candy is an orange base. On each koi and candy, you see there's a lot of different variation between the amount of colour that's displayed, and these can be described as different things. So this would be considered more of a red koi better, and then this would be considered more of a galaxy koi better. The galaxy comes from the metallic scales on them. If there's spotted around the body, they would call them a galaxy koi better.
Oh, that's really interesting. The colours on this guy are absolutely superb. He's got that white, as Ben mentioned, the red and the blues.
These actually as well, Chris, is that as you see with the tails, you have some different variations. So these are quite short-tailed. So we call these ones placats. And then you also have a different larger tails. If you come over here, this one here is called the long-tailed koi better. As you can see, it's a white base fish. It also has orange coloration on it, but because it's a white base fish, it's still a koi better.
So this one's not a candy?
It's not, but it does have orange marks on it.
Yeah, it's absolutely stunning with that really long tail.
Really long tail. If we come over here, Chris, this is another placat. This is called the blue dragon placat.
Yeah.
Blue dragon placat is coming obviously from the colour of its body, what is blue, and then it also gets some metallic scales on it, so hence the name dragon, because a dragon better has metallic scales on it.
And it's called placat because of the short tail?
The short tail. So when we're describing, you would have something like this, what would be a half moon placat, because it's a short tail. We'll show you some of our big-tailed fighters, so our half moon big tails later on in the video. Right, if we come down here, Chris, this is another one of the dragon types placats. This is called a samurai better. So we call it a samurai or a black samurai, or some people call it a black dragon.
Yeah,
Dragon-
I think I used to have one of these.
You
a
did?
red and a white dragon, is it?
Yeah, so the reason this is called a dragon again is because it's got the white metallic scales on it.
Yeah.
And they call it a black samurai because it's a black base fish with the white scales on top of it. And then further down here, Chris, this is another colour variant. This is the gold dragon. So as you see again, it's got the white metallic scales, calling it the dragon, and then it's got a yellow tail with a yellow body, hence the name gold dragon. So this would be a gold dragon placat.
So the koi variants that we saw further up,
Yep.
and the candies, are these like a nacreous base or a matte base fish? They don't have that metallic sheen to them.
No, so when they have a metallic sheen, they would be classed as like a koi Nemo. They have
Okay.
that metallic on them. But the name of them just is the koi because they have
The koi colours.
the koi colours, yeah. The reason we keep these individually is actually when you have male betters, you can't keep them together.
Okay.
In the wild, betta splendors are always kept separately, as in they would have their home and no other betters would be there. So you can only have one male better per tank. They're a really good starter fish, really easy to keep, and they're actually very friendly. They get to know who their owner is, and they know when it's feed time. They can come up and actually feed very
Yeah.
easily. We go next. These here are called Dumbo variants, which you can tell from their pectoral fins that are way larger than a normal fighter. Hence the name Dumbo, because Dumbo is the name of the elephant, Dumbo is.
Oh, yes.
And he had big ears, so the name is Dumbo Fighter.
Oh, that's
We have a couple of different colour variants here. We have this one here, what's a pink Dumbo. This one here is a koi Dumbo. As you see, it's got the koi patterning on it.
Yeah, it's really unique.
Really unique. And then this one here is called a snow white Dumbo.
I think this might be one of my favourites. This is absolutely stunning.
And the actual pectoral fins on it look amazing.
Yeah, really elegant. And what kind of tail type is this? Is it a long tail or is it got a different name?
So we would just call this one a half moon Dumbo. So yeah, we call this one a half moon because if you look at the shape of the tail, it doesn't go the full way around the body, it goes half the way. So if it was a full moon, if you draw a 180-degree line straight, the tail would be from the top to the bottom.
Oh,
This is
okay.
called a half moon because it's about 90 degrees worth of tail. These here are our full moon double tail betters. The reason, as I explained before, we call this a full moon is because the dorsal, the anal fin and the tail all go 180 degrees, what makes it look like a full moon.
Oh, that makes sense. And it's got a double tail, you said?
And we call it a double tail is because you can see in the middle the tail's not connected.
Oh, yeah,
so it's
yeah.
actually got two tails. So hence the name full moon double tail.
Oh, that's really unique. I don't think I've actually seen one of those in person before.
No.
Well, I definitely haven't noticed it. And what coloration is this? Just
So
a red?
this
or?
is just a red, so we call this one a red full moon double tail. And then up here we also have what we like to call a cellophane full moon double tail or a snow white full moon double tail.
Is the cellophane just referring to the coloration?
The coloration, it being see-through. So you see that you can kind of see through the tail, whereas on a normal snow white, it's the pure white colour.
That's interesting.
Right, if you go down here, actually we have another type called the lartail. These two here. So a lartail is kind of like a full moon, except it doesn't have the length of the tail. So this one here again is a red one, and then we also have another one here called a cellophane lartail. Really pretty, very similar, but a little bit different. Next, Chris, we have, this is called a super delta better. So this one here is what we'd like to call a super delta tricolour. So the difference between a super delta and a half moon is a half moon has a longer tail, whereas the super delta has a shorter tail. So it has the same 90-degree pattern we were talking about before,
Yeah.
however it doesn't stretch as far as a half moon would.
Oh, okay. Is it like that hybrid between the this one and the full moon?
Kind of, but the thing, this only has one tail. So the full
See.
moon double tail has two tails, hence the name.
Yeah.
Whereas this would just have one, so we just call it the super delta. In the super delta we have different colour variations. So as you see, this one, we call this one the super delta tricolour.
Yeah.
This is because it's got red, blue and white. But then we also do a normal super delta, what would be a one colour or a two colour. So you might
Okay.
have one that might be red and black,
Yeah.
blue and white, pure blue, pure red. And then the last type we do a Super Delta Dragon. Hence, again, with the dragon scales, it has a metallic scales on it. If we come over here, Chris, this is actually called a Crown Tail Better. So this was one of the first variants that was introduced into the Better Splendens line. It's called a Crown Tail because if you look at its tail, it's got a lot of different lines coming from the tail. What people say looks like a crown, hence the name it's given as Crown Tail. We do a couple different variants of Crown Tails. So this one here is called the Crown Tail Snow White or the Crown Tail Platinum, hence it being pure white with this black eye. We do another one called the Crown Tail Black Orchid, and then we do another one which is just a normal crown tail, what could be any colour, like a red, a blue, a mix of two colours. If you come here, Chris, this one here is actually just a normal Better Splendens. We do it in pure red or we do it in pure blue. And this is just the normal, cheapest Better you'll find on the market. Next, Chris, this one here is called a Hellboy Better. The reason it's called a Hellboy Better is because, you know, we talked about with the koi being a white-based fish and the candy being a orange-based fish. Yeah. This is a red-based koi. It's a red-based fish, and as you can see, it has a red face and the pattern appears on the top half and the back of its body. These are our koi full moon double tails. So you know before we talked about how the full moon double tail has two tails and it looks like a full 180 degrees? Yeah. This is the full moon double tail koi variant. So it's got the koi patternation on it with the long tails. Whereas this is slightly different to the koi long tails that you saw earlier, because the tails aren't as big. They're longer, but they're not as rounded. If we go over here, Chris, this is the blue normal male Better variant. So this is the original Better Splendens. So obviously before we talked about the red variant, and there being a blue variant.
Yeah, he's stunning.
Yeah, lovely. Right, Chris, if we come up here, these are more of the premium Dragon Placat Betters. Yeah, so we offer three different colours. This is called the Snow White Yellow Rim Dragon Placat Better. I know it's a lot of names, but he's called the Snow White Dragon because he's got the snow white metallic scales on him. He's called the Yellow Rimmed or Yellow Tailed. It's because every single fin is yellow and his body is completely white. Yeah, he's stunning. So this one here is the same. This is called the Snow White Blue Rim Dragon Placat. This is the same. He has got a pure blue, he's got a pure snow white body with dragon scales. Yeah. And each fin has got blue on them. This here next is the ordinary Crown Tail Better. So as you see, this is just an ordinary colour. Next is the Black Orchid Crown Tail Better. So before we had the platinum, this is the black Crown Tail Orchid. This is the black variation. Next is the type of different half moons we do. So the half moon tail, as we discussed before, is having that big 90-degree tail. Yeah. This variety here is called a mustard half moon. Oh, okay. It gets the name mustard from the yellow in its tail and the blue on its body. Yes. Next is our ordinary half moon. So this is just our half moon Better. We do these in different colours. So this one here is red with slight black on its tail, but you also get colours like blue, you get white, you can get pinks, you can get some green slight variants. That's very cool. And lastly, this is our half moon Snow White variant. Yeah, their whites are absolutely stunning. They're just so pristine. Pristine colour, really nice platinum with like no other markings on them. Really pretty. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Well, thank you very much for showing us the different Betters you've got here at Neil Hardy. An absolutely amazing selection and some really, really beautiful fish. Cheers, Chris. Thank you very much. Hope that helps when buying. And that is it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing the different range of fighters that they have at Neil Hardy Aquatica, and you can be purchasing these exact fish at your local fish shops. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, they are going to be doing a giveaway of their new live Spectrum. Now, there is going to be a first and a second place. We're going to be giving away a lot of food, and we're going to be speaking about the details to that in the next episode, which is going to be on their African cichlid selection.
So make sure to subscribe and check that out. Super simple to enter, free to enter, but make sure you stick around for the next video. If you've got any questions, leave them down below. Thank you all for watching. Remember to keep those water changes up, and happy fish keeping.